Hello, and welcome to another episode of Raine B Plays The Sims 4. We are on house number 4 now in my Building Newcrest series. This is Beech Byway. I made a family home. I tried to make a small family home, not a tiny home, but a small home. As you can tell, it did not start out that way. But as I went through, I smushed things in a little bit. The second floor gave me a very hard time. It's not going to look the way it does as you're seeing it be built. I had something specific in mind when I went to build this, and a majority of it did work out. But it's not quite the way I wanted it to work out, if that makes any sense. Roofing gave me a hard time again. I cut out a majority of what I did. I hope 13 minutes is long enough or not too long of a video. But the end result, I'm very pleased with. I'm especially pleased with the family I created. She came up first, and she reminded me so much of the woman who lives down the street. And she has a young daughter. Now, don't take this the wrong way, and I'm not being mean. I'm just stating facts. The daughter is beyond spoiled, and she's very bratty. But I love the mom. And for me, it's ironic that the mom cracks the whip. She's very no nonsense. She's tough. But the daughter, I believe, is trying to be tougher. She's a smart aleck. She's very bratty. But the mom doesn't take any of it. It's just odd. It's an odd dynamic for me. Because for me growing up, boy, I was so terrified of my father that I wouldn't dare defy him, you know. So when I see kids doing that today, it just blows my mind. But anyway, she came up in Cass. So I made her slightly meatier than she was. I gave her a different hairstyle. But if I'm not mistaken, it's looking like those hairstyles are more for the Sulani. I never look at the little icon that tells you where the item is from, which pack it's from. I always forget to do that. But instead of black, she's looking more islandish. Actually, the whole family does. And then the little girl that I created for them, I did the mom, dad, now create a sim based on those two. I didn't really look at her clothing or anything. I'm like, okay, she's adorable. I'll take her. But then as I was doing the walkthrough, I'm like, wait a minute. She's wearing a Solani skirt. These guys are not islanders. They're African Americans. He came up second, and I just loved him. Absolutely loved him. So I kept him exactly the way he was. He's my school teacher. He's family-oriented, likes kids. He's not a goofball, but I did catch him swinging on the swing after the walkthrough. Gotta mention this. It hadn't occurred to me, well, the way I use occurred. It has not occurred in my gameplay yet. But as I was watching other YouTubers, I noticed glitch after glitch. Lots of complaining about FPS, sticking, the Sims doing wacky things. Lots of weirdness going on. And everybody's blaming it on the updates and the new packs and stuff like that. I have noticed it more prominently since the Batu, the Star Wars thing, which I don't have. That's the one pack. Even if they had nice items in it, I would not buy it. And only because I'm an anti-Disney person. Don't hold it against me. That's my opinion. But anyway, when I played, I never experienced any of that stuff, but I kept thinking, it's bound to happen, right? It can't just be them and not me, because they have to have far better equipment than I do, even though I have good equipment now. But it just wasn't happening until today. I tried to play these guys today. Now, Dad is starving to death. He's in the red zone. He went directly into the kitchen. You'll see that in the walkthrough. He cooked one thing, set it aside, and immediately started cooking something else. When he finished that, he left the kitchen, walked into the hallway and set it down on the table, stood there for a second, went back into the kitchen and cooked a third thing, set it on the counter, turned around, and started cooking a fourth item. But he wouldn't eat any of it. So they have a ton of food in the refrigerator now, but the welcoming party started, and when I build worlds like this, especially in Newcrest, so I should I say have to? I want to do the welcome wagon so that all of my Sims get to know each other better. While I was doing the welcome wagon, dude was in the kitchen cooking again. And he set what he cooked aside and went out on the back porch and started to grill. But he refused to eat, and his bar was red. That to me is a glitch. I know it's a glitch. So that was my first experience with it. Also, you'll notice on the after tour, I'm not sure, I know it was sped up, but when I did the garden, the landscaping, I gave them a pine tree and 4 of those cedars, but you'll notice that they vanished here. They're gone. I have no idea why they didn't show up. And I'm like, all right, well, I can go back in. I can put them in there before I put it up on the gallery, right? So I finish this after tour. I go into build mode, and everything's there. I have no idea what happened. But the pine tree and those 4 cedar trees are there. They just didn't want to appear for this after tour video. I don't know what happened. So that's the second glitch. This birch tree, I don't think I've ever mentioned it before. It comes with the cats and dogs. I love it. That happens to be my favorite tree. I love them. But it's too big. It's too gainly. So I shrunk it down. That's why it looks the way it does. But I love that tree. Now the aspen, the quaking aspen, that's been with forever. I don't know if it came with a pack. But that's a birch tree as well. At least it is in Michigan. I don't know who calls them quaking aspens. But that's a birch tree to me. I love them all. Oh, and I'm so sorry. I didn't warn you ahead of time. Be in for a surprise. This house is the most colorful endeavor I think I have done to date. And I love it. I absolutely love the interior of this house. So if it's eye-jarring or shocking to anyone, I'll apologize for upsetting your senses, but this is my idea of a cool house. With the exception of light bedrooms, I tend to I tend to want dark resting rooms, like a den, a bedroom. I want it to be dark. If I'm in a basement, I want it to be light. If I'm in a kitchen, I want it to be light and bright. Hallways, if they're narrow, I want them to be light and bright. But a bedroom, it has to be dark. I even use blackout curtains in my own room just to keep it dark. But this house is just, it's fabulous. I hope someone agrees with me. I don't know if I'm the odd man out here, but the more vibrant, the better. The dining room is probably the most out there room in the entire house, but I thought it all fit together really well. I wanted to use curtains. I feel like I'm obligated to use curtains when I put these on YouTube. If it was my own house and I was just playing in it, I probably would never hang a curtain ever. But for these builds, I put curtains in, and I thought that dining room just looked fabulous. And then here, the second floor, I told you it gave me a very hard time. This could probably be a 4-bedroom house. I'm listing it as a 4-bedroom house. That music computer room on the first floor, that could be converted. And then up here, I suppose if someone downloaded it for their own use, they could tweak it somehow. But I think what happened is the stairs threw me. And when I finally figured out where to place the stairs, it was already set in motion. And the more I looked at it, the more frustrated I got. So I just said, okay, stop. Just stop. And this is the result. Two large bedrooms. Two large bedrooms on the second floor that I'm thinking you could put another 2 rooms up here somehow. I just didn't want to go with a big house. I was hoping originally to just put 1 bedroom up here. I only wanted 1 little square or rectangle on the second floor and then leave her on the bottom. I was going to give her the music computer room on the first floor. The little girl, not her. And then the second floor would have been for the mom and dad. But it didn't turn out that way. So that's probably my fault. But I did give her the crib and the toddler bed because these guys are going to have more children. He's family oriented. She's into cooking. She is a chef, but she's working toward master chef. So she's going to be into baking, cooking, grilling, and stuff like that. He's outdoorsy. So he does the gardening and the handiness and stuff like that. But he is my school teacher. I know you can get a degree in that at one of the colleges, universities. But I don't know how it works in gameplay. I guess it's professor, I don't know. But I've seen CC, is that what it's called, mods, where you can be a teacher. It's a rabbit hole job, but regardless, doesn't really matter. Their colors obviously are yellow and green. I think it's a nice combination. I just wish the windows had worked a little bit better. And yes, I did leave the light colored wood on purpose. So that's not a mistake. I think they make a really cute couple, though. I think they're really adorable together. All three of them, actually. And hopefully the little girl and the little boy next door will become good friends as well. I'm still trying to decide what to do across the street at that Meadows lot. I don't know if I should build another house or if I should give them something to do in this corner. I need to think about it. So I might be one day late with a video upload. Not really sure yet. But you'll know when it happens. Also, before I forget, which I already have, did I sound witchy in yesterday's or the previous video? I had watched it back today and I'm like, you sound mean. I didn't mean to. I know I wasn't in that great of a mood, but I did not mean to come off as sounding snarky or nasty. I apologize if anybody took it that way. It was not intentional. Sorry. And lastly, real quick, I just want to let everybody know that I am probably going to be deleting my Animal Crossing island and starting all over from scratch. FYI. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I appreciate you watching this. I thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. I do hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.